So let's jump to March 22nd, 1999 in Elephant Butte. Now on this evening, David had posed as an undercover police officer, and he approached a sex worker. Her name was Cynthia. He approached her in a parking lot. She offered him, like a blowjob or something, okay? And he told her that she was under arrest for solicitation of sex work, and then he handcuffed her. So he puts her in the car, and they drive off, and they get to his home. Takes her into his trailer, his house, where she was then handcuffed and chained to a bed in the living room. He had on like a dog collar with a bunch of like spikes in it, completely locked on her. So she ended up being there for about 3 days. She was in captivity, and Cynthia was just like, I've got to get out of here. Okay, she knew she had to get out or she was going to die. So then David, he goes to work, and Cindy, David's girlfriend, is in the house, and she's supposed to supervise, make sure Cynthia isn't getting out. Cindy gets a phone call. Bing, bing, bing. She's like, hey bitch, what's up? And Cynthia is on the bed. She looks over and she sees that Cindy accidentally left the keys to the chains that were on her wrist. The keys were on the table next to the bed. So Cynthia's like, gotta get those keys. So Cindy's on the phone like, yeah, starts walking away, and she walks into the other room. She's on the phone, and Cynthia's like, dude, it's like now or never. So Cynthia somehow manages to like scoot her way over to the table, and she's able to get the keys. So she's kind of struggling. She's kind of like, when there's a lot of adrenaline running through your body, you're shaking, you're not being very quiet. So Cindy's on the phone, and she hears like some jiggling and some struggling happening, and she's like, let me call you back. Click. So she goes back to the room, and she sees that Cynthia has gotten the keys, and she's unlocking herself. Cynthia's like, her adrenaline's just pumping. So then Cindy jumps on top of her, is trying to fight her, trying to like pretty much knock her out. Cindy then grabs a lamp that was on the table, and she like knocks it over Cynthia's head. She's trying to knock her unconscious, but Cynthia managed to unlock her chains, free her hands. So then some reason there's an ice pick that was nearby, and Cynthia grabs the ice pick and she stabs Cindy with it. I've read different reports where it was like she stabbed Cindy in like the head above her ear, but then I read somewhere else that she stabbed her in the neck. So she stabbed her somewhere like over here, okay? Stabs the bitch. Once Cindy falls onto the floor, Cynthia just flies out the front door. She's butt naked. She has on the dog collar on her neck, and she's just making a run for it. So she goes down to the main road, and she's yelling, like trying to flag down cars, and she's like, please help me. And sadly, like the people driving, they just didn't want to get involved, okay? They're just driving, and they're like, no. But Cynthia just keeps running. She keeps running to different homes, knocking on the door. People aren't answering. She gets to another home, and some lady answers, brings her in, and they call the police. The police come out there to where Cynthia was. They take her to the hospital for her wounds and whatnot, for her injuries, and the police are questioning her, asking like, what happened? What was going on? And Cynthia told the police everything she could. First, police felt like there wasn't much credibility to Cynthia's story. She was a sex worker. She was also a drug addict. And sadly, police seem to dismiss a lot of what they claim. Cynthia doesn't know that like the police aren't really taking her seriously, but she's just telling them her whole story. While in the hospital talking to police, Cynthia looks over and she sees a lady walk in, and guess who it is? It's Cindy, the girl that she just stabbed in the neck. So Cynthia starts freaking out. She starts yelling like, that's her, that's the girlfriend, that's her.